welcome to Let's Just Do This. I'm Margaret Wallis-Duffy, and I'm thrilled to always be sitting next to my handsome co-host, Mr. Todd Miller.
How are you?
I'm doing very well today, looking very snazzy, all in your blue.
Thank you.
Yes.
We're bringing the business attire.
You are. You've got the pinstripes, and for good reason, because today we have a bit of a celebrity on the show, someone that I am honored to be able to introduce to all of you. I'm going to actually read a bit of her bio because it's not only extensive, but it's also very impressive. I'm very excited to introduce to you Mala Sharma-Singh, who was born in London, England, and migrated to Canada at the tender age of 5. Mala's father was a prominent Toronto lawyer, and her mother worked the Ministry of Attorney General's office. Mala's work in the media has been extensive. You've had your own show on City TV and on Global and on the Asian Television Network. You've even had talent agencies, all with the work to elevate, inspire, to captivate, and to improve the life of others. It is such an honor to have you on the show. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Margaret. That's such a lovely introduction, and I'm really happy to be here today in your light because you're also such a wonderful human being. And Todd, she's an awesome person, and so are you, and I'm looking forward to this interview.
Well, thank you. And one of the things that I didn't mention is that you yourself have 25 years of experience working in the federal government. Yes. But when we first met, you did share a story, and for all of you, you know how we love to talk about real stories with real people here on Let's Just Do This, because stories teach us so much. Can you please share with us, while you were working with the government, the story that sort of changed the trajectory of your life and put you in the direction of what you're doing now, which is to really help others?
I would love to share that story. I've never really publicly shared it, so this is a first for me.
What an honor to do it here.
And I hope I don't get too emotional, but it is a beautiful story, and I think it's worth telling. So all my life, I consider myself very blessed. As I mentioned to you, how we ended up here in Canada from London, England, was on an invitation from Pierre Trudeau to my father to come for Expo 67 in Montreal. Does anybody remember that, or you're too young?
I was born that year.
You were born that
Expo
year.
Baby.
Well, I was born in 64, and my dad came to Canada in 1967. And when he came and he saw Expo and the beauty of Canada and all the multiculturalism and all the beautiful things that were going on at that time, he immediately brought us over here. His name is Mala Sharma. He's a lawyer. And when we came to Canada, my mom and him worked very hard and always stressed education. Education is everything. And as young children, we had to study all the time. And luckily, I skipped 3 grades, which is amazing. And it was due to the fact that my father used to make us write essays on every topic.
Oh, my goodness.
Every topic you can think of. He would drop me at the library and say, today, research on hibernation of the bears. And I want a 5,000-word essay by the time I pick you up.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
And we were doing this at a very young age, and it paid off because all through high school, I aced. All through university, I was acing. And upon finishing university at 18, I applied for 3 government jobs: Revenue Canada, Statistics Canada, and Citizenship and Immigration Canada. And I did the interview, got all 3 jobs, but when I went in for the first week, I said, okay, you know what, I'll accept and try it. I told everybody I'll accept the positions and try at each one. So I went to Revenue Canada, it was all numbers. Mm-hmm. I hate numbers.
Not your thing.
It's
Statistics
not my
Canada?
thing. Statistics Canada, even worse, right? I said, oh, I can't imagine myself doing this. And then when I went to Immigration Canada, I saw people from all over the world, new immigrants, and I just loved the environment of everybody excited to come to Canada, and that was my job. So I was fortunate to accept that job and worked happily there for 25 years. I got the Prime Minister's long-term Loyal Service Award, and I enjoyed it. But what ended my term was one day I was driving, going from one office to the next on business, and I was in a taxi, and unfortunately a tractor-trailer driver who was intoxicated, driving a tractor-trailer, hit the taxi I was I was in, and the car just spun out of control, hit the guardrail, and unfortunately, the sad thing is I wasn't wearing a seatbelt. So I was tossed from side to side, and then eventually I felt my whole right side become stiff and paralyzed, and what I did not realize is that I had broken my neck, and I was unable to move. I just started screaming, and then I blacked out, and when I opened my eyes, the taxi driver was gone from his front seat, and my car, the taxi I was in, was facing oncoming traffic. So I was hit again and again, and the car just spun out of control. And it's a really horrible story that I was trapped in that taxi, and the jaws of life had to get me out. And the funny part of the story is when I came out and I was on the stretcher going in to the ambulance, the taxi driver came back and said, "Excuse me, that'll be $29.40. Not to mention the police officer told him off.
Yes,
Good.
indeed.
Gave him a bit of his mind right there and then and said, "Do you see her condition?" And, left. But it was a horrible experience. When I arrived at the hospital, I was unconscious again, but I kept hearing people talking around me like, she's not going to make it. And there's too much injuries, internal injuries. I had ruptured my intestines, I had broken bones, I had broke my neck, and my whole right side wasn't moving. So I overheard the doctors saying that I'm not going to make it. And I couldn't believe it. I said, how could this happen? In my mind, I'm just saying this can't be happening. And at that very time when I was thinking, my life is ending, I saw at the foot of my bed, and I was in ICU, there was a nurse sitting at the bed, but she obviously couldn't see what I was seeing. I opened my eyes and I saw my mother, who had passed away of cancer in 2001, and my grandmother, who had taken care of me since the early age of 5, who was always there for me. They both passed away, and they were standing at my bedside and looking at me. They were both dressed in white. They both looked like angels, and they were saying, "Come." Their hands were outstretched. And I was so confused, like, Mom is gone, my grandmother is gone, and then that light came behind them, a beautiful white light, and it was spiraling and spiraling in their background. And then it clicked what was happening. I realized, this is it. They're coming for me. They're taking me back. So at that time, I just started praying. And I said, I'm not ready. God, please don't take me. I'm not ready. I have 2 beautiful daughters. I have to remain to see that they're okay, and don't take me. And I just prayed from my heart, as they say, from my heart to God's ears. And at that time, what happened was the light became brighter and brighter, and it came towards me, and it became blue, and I felt like someone had hugged me. And it felt like a big, warm hug, and everything disappeared. When I say everything disappeared, my mom disappeared, my grandmother disappeared, the pain, everything from my right side was gone. And I was shocked. And then the nurse beside me, I said, "Excuse me, did you, I woke up and did you see anything?" She said, "No, I saw nothing." And I said, "Could you call the doctor?" And then when the doctor came in, I told him my story. And then they started running tests on me, and they're saying, it's a miracle. My whole right side, that I couldn't move my hands, I couldn't move my leg, everything was moving again. So I honestly feel I'm here for a purpose, and that's the whole reason why I wanted to share this story, is that these things, when they happen in your life, you do a total 360. And at that time, you reevaluate your life and say, what is the message that God was trying to tell me? What was the message of that accident? What's my purpose in life? Why did he let me stay? And when I reevaluated my life, I realized I was doing too much at the time. I had my modeling agency at 3 different locations. I had my government job. I had 3 television shows. So I wasn't making time for my family. I wasn't making time for my husband. And those are the most important things in life. Because at the time when he was ready to take me, who was I thinking of? My daughters and my husband.
Of course.
So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here, to empower people to balance, to take time, not only to do your business, but to balance at home and to make time for your family, make time for your parents, make time for the people you love, because like that, it can be taken away from you.
We're going to take a deep breath, as I did the first time I heard that story, and it's equally as powerful today. And I just want to thank you for being so authentic and real and honest. I didn't know you'd never shared that publicly, and I've never shared that publicly. So I do appreciate you being so vulnerable here with us today. One thing I know for sure, which is I truly believe why you were brought into my world recently, was that it does matter what we put out to the universe and how we treat ourselves and other human beings. You are doing so much work now to empower people and women and family to live better lives and to balance. So we've got so much to talk about when it comes to now that you've taken this detour. Todd, you're speechless too.
It's hard to digest. There was so much there. I mean, I know we'll get to it, but some people would have gone to the light and some people came back.
Yeah.
It's a big job.
And what's so inspiring about what you're doing, Mala, is that you're taking an experience and you're living with your truth. You got rid of some of those agencies. And you know, at the end of the day, it's not about how much we make. It's not about the things that we have. It's about the people that are surrounding us. It's about our own health and investing in our health mentally and physically. And for you to share the courage, share your story courageously like that, to me is really something. And now we're going to talk about some of the events and things, the exciting things, because you're actually walking the walk that you talked about. And to me, that's so inspiring. So you're going to stick around now that we're going to take a break here and now let everybody catch their breath. Let everybody digest that incredible story. And whether you've had a story that's that profound or not, all of us have a quiet voice inside that we often ignore, don't we? And sometimes it takes a big thing to happen. But what we're here on Let's Just Do This to talk about is how day in and day out, by telling real stories and giving solutions and lifting each other up, we can be better together. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Let's Just Do This. I'm Todd Miller, along with Margaret Wallis-Duffy, coming to you live from Your TV studios.
Yes.
And we are with a tremendous guest, Mala Sharma-Singh. You are doing some incredible things. We just finished up with your incredible story, how it's changed your life now with the time that you have left on this earth. I want to talk to you about something that you are doing called the Canadian Star Search 2018. You are devoting, you've had wonderful experiences with agencies and helping people advance their careers. Tell us a little bit about Star Search and how it can help young talent these days.
I would love to, Todd. Thank you for asking that question. Basically, what the Star Search is about is not only finding talent, but helping to promote them. In today's society, there's a lot of hidden talent and people who can sing. They're bathroom singers. They go in the bathroom and they sing, but their voices are so beautiful. And you just need that one break, just that one audition or that one right connection to set you up for life. And sometimes people can't afford the studio time or to make their own record or even to go to castings or auditions. So that's what we're here for. On Family Day at the Powerade Center, we're going to be doing auditions, looking for dancers, actors, models, magicians, anybody with talent that we can help and promote them. And what we plan to do is launch them at a big show and open some doors with studios that we're in touch with, studios all over the world in California,
Wow.
London, India. So we want all different nationalities. We want the true reflection of Canada.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that we want them to come out and show their talent. So that's why it's called the Canadian Star Search, and we're going to help to elevate them. One example is a girl that I know by the name of Jonita Gandhi. She was a little girl. I've known her since she was 5 years old. And I don't know, have you seen Slumdog Millionaire?
Yes.
A.R.
Yes.
Rahman. He's one of the biggest names as a director. And her father owns his own musical studio, and he's been trying for years when she was a little girl to mold her and to promote her. And A.R. Rahman came to Toronto and asked, do you have any talent that you would like to introduce me to that has a powerful voice? So she went, did her audition. She's now living in Mumbai. She's traveling the world. She's opening up with the biggest names possible. Her parents are so grateful, and they're such wonderful people, but it just took that little introduction, one connection. So that's what Canadian Star Search is about. We're searching for good talent, good people in all fields. If you feel you have talent, come out to the Powerade Center and show us what you have, and we'll get you started.
That's amazing.
I think we'll be there.
You'll be there.
No kidding.
Yes, you're a recording artist, aren't you? That's what she was telling me
Well,
on
he
the
loves
break.
music, and he's certainly a radio guy, and he can play a mean guitar, so I don't know,
Who
Todd.
knows?
Yes.
Who
Yeah,
knows?
come out. It'll be a lot of fun.
So another thing that I wanted to talk about, because it's coming up in March, is International Women's Day. And we certainly are hearing a lot in the media right now with the Me Too movement about the importance of women having a voice, the importance of lifting one another up to have a collective voice, and to do it in a respectful and powerful way. When I met you, you told me about this incredible event that you're going to be hosting on International Women's Day. Can you tell us a little bit more about this? I've actually got the poster, and there'll be on your screen some information about where to get tickets. There we go.
Sure, I would love to tell you about it. That's actually what made me get in touch with you. I've been following you, and I've been seeing all the good work that you do. And women like you, they never look for the spotlight. They just work tirelessly. And these are the women that we want to promote, elevate, and put on a stage and let the world know all the good things they're doing. In health and wellness, you are the queen, madam. And that's why I came after you, and I said I would love you to be nominated for this. And you are nominated, and you have made the selection committee, and we're going to be really happy to see you shine on that day. So congratulations for that.
So you're one of 50 women that are being globally recognized as a leader. That's fantastic.
Thank you. It is humbling, and for me, and I've said this candidly, and I'll say it here, obviously it's lovely to get recognition, but the work that I'm doing isn't just about me. The work that I'm doing is not for recognition, but the work that I'm doing, when it gets recognized, allows us to have a bigger platform and voice to help more people. And for that, I'm humbly grateful. And I just want to thank you for, I mean, I was blown away when I found out about this, and I'm a little embarrassed and flushed because it's not about getting an award. It is about being a collective voice for women and men and people, and my love and tireless work, as you said, for integrative health and bringing people together so that we can live well at every stage of our life. That's what we do here at Let's Just Do This. So to have that, I will be there that day and on that stage, not just for me, but for everyone that I'm linking arms with, everyone that's come to this table and doing anything with WOW New Media, because together we're better. And thanks to people like you and the incredible work that's being done, perhaps we can do this even better.
We will. And the good news is that the Canadian government, they're very supportive of health and wellness. There's a lot of issues coming up this year with mental health, and you hear about Bell Talk and all these sort of things with autism, and we need funding in this area, and we need people like you to advocate for women. And by putting you on a platform and making you shine, then it brings awareness to people who are working tirelessly and not getting any help. So I'm grateful to you for that also. There's going to be some very powerful women in that room, women who are in all walks of life, some athletes, some are sitting in the senator's seats, some are just everyday housewives. They also contribute because the family is the foundation, and if women they're the foundation of everything. So housewives and moms, they deserve praise also. So I'm looking forward to the night, and the whole theme of this year is press for change. They have the sign of the hands. Press for change. Don't just sit back, be an advocate, and work hard to elevate and to promote. And what I do best is to let the light shine on people that deserve it. People like you.
Wow. Well, thank you. And as I said, I'm not doing this alone. From my clinic to the media work that we do, to having Todd by my side, and the people that we're linking arms with, like you said, pressing forward. You know, that's such an amazing analogy, because I got to tell you, in the trenches for 25 years, some days it feels like you're pushing a dresser uphill. Some days it feels like, why can we not just...
Why is it not easier?
Why is it not easier? Because it's what we're doing is wanting to put the patient at the center, wanting to work collaboratively and collectively for the better of everyone, for the betterment of everyone and in our healthcare system. But here's what I know, and maybe that's because I'm a Taurus, and maybe that's because as you have a story, as do I, in my own health story that I've shared here on this show, I'm not going to give up, and I believe, just like you, that I was put here for a reason. And not giving up and having that fire in my belly, even on days when it's tough. It's little things like this, and this isn't little, this is massive. A little bit overwhelming, actually, and I don't even know what, it's a gala, I gotta get a dress. I mean, there's all kinds of fun things, but more importantly, the bigger issue is that I wanna be part of something where all people are being recognized, where ordinary people that are doing extraordinary things day in and day out. That's who we have on the show, don't we, Todd? Those are the people that we have on Let's Just Do This in our documentaries, because they're doing the hard work, Mala. They're the ones doing the hard work.
They're the unsung heroes.
They make small changes and small differences in life that enable other people to go out and do incredible things. And this is just, for me, this is proof that you're living your why, that you are being recognized. And I love where you're talking about, I'm bringing everybody up on stage. They're going to need a bigger stage, because you have enabled and helped so many people in your various things that you've done that they're going to need a bigger stage.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely.
And I don't want this to be about me, because as I truly believe we're better together. You didn't get to where you are without collective help. I didn't, and no one does in this planet. And I do feel that, we really do need to come together as a nation. Healthcare, of course, being my big thing. But it's really neat to see you coming from the entertainment world as well as government, and then having your pivotal story. And that's why I was so excited to have you come and share it here. And I didn't know that you were going. We don't ask anybody to share a story they don't want to share. So you decided you wanted to share that story, and it's powerful because you're doing something with it. Yes. Let's get back to that for just a quick minute. When you're empowering young women, and oh, by the way, proceeds of this is going to a very important cause.
Yes.
The Face of Dignity. Could you tell us about that?
Yes, the Face of Dignity was started by one of my childhood friends. And she's a big dreamer, but she doesn't only dream, she does. Her name is Prabha Sajan Sharma. And she just launched her own perfume line, where 50% of the perfume that she makes, beautiful perfume from Dubai, is being given to this children's fund to help educate and empower little girls, and to give their mothers free legal advice and help them with their education. My mom passed away of cancer, as I mentioned to you, in 2001. So we are awarding one of the awards under her name, the Dani Sharma Divine Light Award. And we are presenting a check on that night to Prabha for this charity, and to help young girls and to educate them. And I'm not only focusing on girls, I'm also a chair for the International Men's Day too.
There is one?
Yes. We had a beautiful one. The lady, her name is Diane Oja Ali, and she started International Men's Day recently here in Canada. And there's a lot of great men out there who are wonderful dads. Men, a lot of times, get a bad rap, and people may take this social movement, Me Too, in the wrong way, but there are a lot of good, decent,
100%.
and hardworking men who deserve also praise and who deserve to shine. So we're covering youth empowerment, we're covering women, we're covering men. The main thing is we're all here for a purpose. And if we find out what our purpose is and we help each other to shine, they say that you rise by elevating others.
Indeed.
And if you elevate others and you help others, and sharing that story today was really important to me, because I felt very comfortable with you when I shared it. And being with you and Todd today in studio, I wanted more people to hear the reason why we're here is to do something good before we return back to our Maker in whatever shape or form we imagine our Maker to be. We're here for a reason, and we all have to return. We're all on that road.
Amen to that. What a powerful episode today. It is such an honor to have met you. It's an honor to learn from you. And I really am looking forward to what is to come. when we're better together. And I know there's tireless work that still needs to be done. But I'm really excited. If you want your tickets, please go to the phone number that's on your screen or reach out to us here at Let's Just Do This. We'd be more than happy to get you hooked up. I want to have as many people in that room. How many people are you expecting?
In this room, they can hold up to 1,000, but I feel comfortable at 500. I don't want it to get too big so that you can't mix and mingle with others. And for the Canadian Star Search, we're, as many as possible, talent who can come out, and we can promote them. We're there for them. At the Powerade Center can hold 16,000.
There you go. There you go. And my son started his first job at the Powerade Center, and he certainly did. And he's now with Ottawa Sports and Entertainment. So there's a little plug on elevating our youth. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure you will come back on the show with us in the future to tell us some of the results of this incredible journey you're on.
Thank you so much for having me, Margaret. And thank you, Todd. I felt very comfortable and very happy to share my story with you.
Thank you. Well, you've heard it here, yet another powerful story at Let's Just Do This. We can't wait to bring you more education and empowerment to help you and your family live well. Until next time, on behalf of myself, Todd Miller, the incredible team here at Your TV and Let's Just Do This, until next time, be well.